Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. Guys, I'm here with some sad news, at least for me. Jurgen Klinsmann has been sacked as a U.S. national soccer team's trainer, manager, or whatever you want to call it. He's been fired, right? That's bad news for me because I like me some Jurgen Klinsmann going way back, right? Going way back. I even like when he was in Tottenham Hotspurs and he was the first guy to dive after he made a goal. That was his way of celebrating. He's a fiery guy. He's the kind of guy who doesn't shy away from, thinking outside of the box. Things like that. You like that as a trainer, right? As a coach, you like things like that. You just don't follow what other people do. Kind of like Greg Popovich in the NBA. People that do what they think is right, not just what everyone else is doing. And I think I've seen that in him over the years. Now, being fired from the U.S. national soccer team, um, I have, mixed feelings for that. I mean, I do understand that the U.S. national soccer team has been underachieving of late, right? You don't really find that those sentences in U.S. soccer underachieving, right? But when you're talking about CONCACAF, you're talking about where, they should be winning a few games. They shouldn't be last in World Cup qualifying in their group. They're last right now. That 0-4 to Costa Rica probably broke the back. That was probably it. They had lost, I think, 1-2 to Mexico, which is a rivalry. But I do think that USA would have made it to the World Cup. I think they had 8 more games to go. So I'm not happy about him being fired, but I can understand those who think it was about time because they have been underachieving. Now, the president, what's his name, Sunil Gulati, he did at least acknowledge the fact that Jurgen Klinsmann has brought new things into the U.S. soccer. They will be thinking differently. He's brought a lot of positive impulse into the soccer nation over there, and they will profit from this for years to come. He did also remember that the USA in 2014 was in the group of death in the World Cup. To come out of the group of death and make it to the last 16 was also something that happened under Cleansy, what they like to call him, Cleansy. So he did thank him, and I think he meant it. It was heartfelt. So those are the things that are positive, at least. And another thing about trainers, especially when you're talking soccer, you can be doing well, you can be doing very well, but every trainer, this is just me saying this, every trainer is 3 losses in a row from being on the hot seat. I've seen it happen year after year after year. You lose 3 in a row, you're on the hot seat, no matter who you are. There start being whispers about you're not doing your job well. I've seen it happen. I don't want to even get started with that. I've seen it happen about 10 years ago in German Bundesliga with a guy called Klaus Taubmüller, coach Leverkusen. They came in second place, and the next year people bought his players away. All of his main players were gone, and he got fired. It's like, hey, I need a hand worker to come and fix something, but don't bring no tools, right? So that's why I don't really agree with how these trainers are being treated sometimes. So that's one thing. Um, Another thing is you've seen other countries struggle that have higher expectations. In the USA, the expectations shouldn't be too high, right? It's not like we winning things. What I mean? We might overachieve at times, but underachieving, that's relative, right? But you're looking at countries like England. They've been through 1,000 trainers, managers of late, right? Because it's the motherland of soccer, right? And they're not getting it done in the World Cup. They've been underachieving. They've been through domestic trainers, foreign trainers, and it's still not happening for them. And the difference is the players that they have are at times world-class players. I don't want to disrespect any of the players on the U.S. national team because I like them. But you'll be hard-pressed to find someone who is world-class. Even Altidore, excuse me for even mentioning his name, he's tried at big clubs and he hasn't really made it. So there's no one where you can say, hey, Clinton, why this didn't work with this guy? Because he does good at Real Madrid. He does good at Manchester United. He does good at Bayern. We don't have those kind of players. So he's not working with world-class soccer players. So with that being said, is he really underachieving? I don't know. Other thing is, who the hell we going to get? It's talks about Bruce Arena again, which is probably the only thing I can see. I don't see any managers, world class managers, clamoring to be the U.S. national soccer team's coach, right? Unless they, of course, they're saying, well, hey, it's a win-win because I can't really do worse than that, and these guys are not that great, so maybe I can go there and let them overachieve a bit. But I don't know about that. So I would have stuck with him, but that's me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm biased about that because I do personally like what Jurgen Klinsmann stands for. So that's a little bit of bias in there, but I'm going to admit it up front, right? So you'll know. I would have stuck with the man to the end of the World Cup and then see what happens there. And if we didn't make it, I would have made it clear to him. If we don't make it to the World Cup, then you're up out of here. But we don't. Our next game is in March, so we had time to do things. So I don't agree with it, but I don't think I was going to agree with it anyway. Um, Let me see, is there anything else that I wanted to mention with that? I don't think so, guys. We're ranked in the world 24th in the world. We're always around that 20th in that area. So he didn't really bring us up, or we didn't even go backwards. So, I don't know, but I would just like to thank Jurgen Klinsmann for taking the time to coach the U.S. I enjoyed your time there, and good luck in your future endeavors. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide on a sad day, and I'm up out of here.